Walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, bitch, I'm really him, on God. Walking this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, bitch, I'm really him, I'm the realest from my city, that's on my knee.
All right, y'all, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Maxx Crosby, in the building. I'm here with my brothers, Brogan Roback, Darian Terrell. As you can see, shout out to the Eastern Michigan Eagles. We're starting off the
Eagles,
episode
baby.
the right way. 5-2, another dub at Crosby Field. Homecoming.
Over Central.
Over Central. The chips. I'm going to say that. Not beat the chips. The chips. I'm going to say that loud and proud. But that was a great win. Down 18 with 11 minutes left and come back and win. Unbelievable, Eastern Michigan. I'm telling you, something about that Crosby Field, they've been winning the close ones, and it's really fired me up.
Hey, you got ice in your veins.
What do you mean? Jacksonville State? That was
crazy.
Over, and we found a way. Same with Central. I mean, we're cooking.
That was crazy. The boys were on the field going nuts. And I will shout out to everybody in Ypsilanti, Michigan that attended that game. That was one of the dopest crowds that I've seen in that stadium. Brogan?
Yeah, for sure. No, it was lit. It was super dope. We were right there in the field. We were literally, after every touchdown leading into that comeback, we were running on the field. Everyone's like, you guys can't be on here. We're like, shut the fuck up. We're chest bumping. I literally chest bumped one of the linemen so hard, I literally thought I broke my neck. I looked at Darian immediately and stopped celebrating. I said, my neck's broke.
Yeah, I'm hurt.
Bro, I'm just going to show this for the fans real quick, this video. We need to possibly edit this in if this doesn't come clear, but this video made my whole day.
Yes.
You gotta want it.
That's my favorite video.
That was bullshit they didn't call that a touchdown.
Oh,
Look
they
at the
cheated.
Look at the hype, though. You see the happy dad hat?
Energy.
Look at talking about.
It was it was absolutely an electric factory.
It was.
And it was Broderick Roman. He came in. Shout out to him. He's the center for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And the dude's he can play some ball. That's the type of lineman that we needed in the room. And he came in off the sideline after that play. Just you could see him possessed in his eyes. I was like, he ain't stopping. He just chest bumping. Brogan's tongue's bleeding. We were back.
I was battling.
It
was awesome.
Creighton, 4th down to win the game. 4th and goal on the 1. And I'm over there. I'm upset that we're not QB sneaking it. Like we had it 2nd and 1 on the goal just to win it. We ran a play. It was a running play. We got a loss of 3 yards. 3rd and 4. Get it back down to the 1, and I'm just pissed. And Creighton's over on the sideline. He's all locked in. He goes, DT, we need you in. And I take my hat off. I said, well, then you better call the play that I think you are. And then the kid, I swear to God.
Oh, my God, that's beautiful.
Kid snaps it. QB sneak goes over for the touchdown. Voice was gone. Absolutely electric.
Hit him with a
Goofy. Yeah.
It was
Gladiator. That was dope.
And Max, it's tough to beat the chips. It's been tough to beat the chips sometimes. So I'm glad the boys came back and did it, especially knowing how well Eastern played early on. They were beat. It should have been 23-0 at halftime. Eastern should have scored 60 points in the game. Obviously, a lot of things happen, some turnovers, but the boys bounced back really well. And even the camera guy looked at us. I'm not going to say who was losing belief on the sidelines, but I was like, hey, we're staying, we're believing. And the camera guy goes, it's a MAC game. It's going to end up being 50-60 or something. And he was pretty close.
Damn.
He was.
So,
he's probably been around for a while. He's seen it over and over, probably more than us. But
100%.
God, what a win! Cole Schneider, MAC Player of the Week.
Yeah, he was.
Big shout out to Cole Schneider, balling out. We got a quarterback. We got a quarterback now, and shit's getting serious. And our defense, I like what the fuck I see.
Defense
so we just got to keep.
Hey, 55.
Max, the guy that we saw, I was just going to say, the guy we saw running stadiums, Max, that transferred from Arizona State, they moved him to middle linebacker.
Yes,
Bro.
he's been at linebacker, bro. He's like that.
He really
he's straight.
Is. He is.
He's straight.
Cold.
He's like that. I think the first week when we played UMass, he was like the conference. I think he was the player of the week on defense. He had like 12 tackles, a sack. Bro, he's a baller, and he's obviously, from what we saw, he puts in work. So
Yeah.
I love to see it. I love to see it.
He's a big dude.
Last shout out's number 8, that receiver. I mean, he was at one point averaging 26 yards of reception.
Yep.
He had over 120 yards receiving, touchdown. Pooh.
That reminds me, I have to send him a bunch of these. Wrong side. These Happy Dad Rush hats. The boys in the locker room were asking for them. We obviously, I don't know if I can say this, but whatever. We threw a couple Happy Dads in the lockers for the boys because they were begging for them after a victory. So
they're 21.
we did it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were 21.
They were seniors.
In the tailgate,
they can do
Maxx was right at the end zone there at Eastern, right in the closest to the facility or the building, I should say. And obviously sponsored by Happy Dad. But the boys, when they score, were running over and people were and Steebling kissed the guy I thought I saw through his face mask. It was insane.
Oh, I thought it was you were the guy. I was just thrown off for a second.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was sick. And last whole shout outs to everybody that came and attended from like the alumni for homecoming. That was pretty sick. I've never seen that many people back for homecoming. I mean, a shit ton of people we played with, so that we haven't seen in ages or talked to. So that was really cool. So I mean, we got to start making that a thing.
No, for sure, bro.
Confirmed thing. It's
for
now
sure. That's the thing too.
Max,
I think bye week, we might have to think about. We might have to think about it. We might
get
have
out
to think
there,
about
do a
it.
live show, get Maxx back out there. You know,
We might have to be there for the boys.
I like
that'd be
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's get into this thing, huh? We're gonna start off. We'd love to hear from you after this game that happened yesterday. Talk to us from your perspective, and then we'll kind of dive in there.
Yeah, I mean, close ass game. Came right down to the end. I'm gonna just start with this. You look at. I mean, you could look at a lot of things, but I got to give a shout out to the defense. Just the guys, and on our side, we were dialed in from start to finish. Obviously, some adversity. Unfortunately, the offense, had their struggles, but just as a group, like, we were locked in no matter what was going on in the game. And that was what we were emphasizing. Like, listen, we can't control that shit. You know what I mean? And we just got to stay dialed in and, pick up and help pick up the offense. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. So, when we're struggling, we need them to pick it up and vice versa. So, in that instance, I feel like we consistently kept showing up, and gave us, a few more opportunities than, expected. So, yeah, it was tough. Got to give a big shout out to all the guys on defense. And, in general, just heartbreaker. It sucks. I felt like we played our ass off. We were super competitive. We were in the game, and we just, self-inflicted shit. I'm not even going to get into it again. You know what I mean? It's just, we're hurting ourselves, and we're not giving ourselves, we're making it a lot harder than it needs to be. Got to give credit to the Rams. I got to say that Sean McVay, my opinion, top 5 coach in this league. Got a ton of respect for him, and it's just unfortunate you lose a close game like that, especially, the 2-5 now. Like, there's no room for error. And we just got to keep showing up and keep improving. And that's really all we can do. The energy and everything is more like, damn, let's get this thing figured out. Let's stop beating ourselves.
Yeah.
And the vibes were good. You know what I mean? As crazy as that sounds, there's no other way we can approach it. You know what I mean? Mindset's got to be rock solid, and we got to keep improving. So that's what we plan on doing. And we got the Chiefs this week at home. It's going to be a fucking electric environment. You already know what time it is, so I cannot wait.
Last team to beat the Chiefs. You already know.
Yeah.
So let's do it again.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Max, go ahead, bro.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, we got 2 more games until the bye. We got the Chiefs and we got the Bengals. Going to the bye 4-5 sounds a lot better than anything else. You know what I mean? And, people are going to have their thoughts and say whatever, but we got to take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and all our focus is on the Chiefs and find ways to limit the mistakes and play better complementary football. And I believe we can beat anybody.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of bend, don't break from the defense. I thought personally, Max, that was the best showing from the defense so far this year. You can probably agree or disagree, but that was really good to see. Obviously, you guys have been in I don't want to call it, sudden change. I know Creighton loves calling it that, but you guys were in a lot of situations where the ball obviously ended up on the other team's hand, short field, and you guys just responded, which was huge. It gave hope. It kept hope alive for everybody out there. That was the most tamed. Speaking of how great Sean McVay is, you pair him up with Stafford. I mean, that's a hell of a duo, and that was personally the most tamed I've ever seen a Matt Stafford-led offense in quite some time. Maybe they've done it this year, but I thought you boys did a great job of keeping them in check. And obviously, everyone's going to speak to the turnovers. That's something you have to clean up. And if you're, obviously, I think right now the Raiders might be in last when it comes to turnovers. But it's the penalties, I feel like. The penalties when you guys make big plays on offense and stuff, if you guys can clean that up like you said, I feel like that could be a huge difference. I mean, do you feel like that as well, Max?
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 games, penalties have killed us, especially in big moments, like you said. Like, it's not just penalties. It's like, okay, we're about to score, and then boom, it's a 1st and 20 now. You know what I mean? It's like little shit like that we can't have, and it goes both ways. You know what I mean? We gotta stop beating ourselves. You know what I mean? And it's like I think a throwback Belichick quote, but he's like, you can't win unless you learn how to not beat yourself. It's something like that, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? It sounds simple, it sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, until we stop having self-inflicted wounds, and we're not going to win. You know what I mean? So it's on us. And I said it really loud and clear in the locker room, like, let's go. Let's win. Let's stop overthinking, stop playing with the fear of failure, and let's believe. The only way to truly believe is to dive in head first. You can't tiptoe and expect good things to happen. You got to go all the way in, and that's what I preach to the guys. And no matter what anybody has to say, I believe in this team, and we got to just keep improving. That's literally all we can do. We have a great locker room. We have great guys. We just got to stay together.
So, Max, obviously AP said today in his presser, I believe it was, you guys aren't tanking, blah, blah, blah. Shout out Zen. Obviously, you guys aren't tanking. You want to win games. And he said, we're just not a good football team right now. I'm not saying you need to agree or, have a take on that. But do you feel like you clean up the penalties, obviously take care of the turnovers, you guys could be a good team? Like, do you think that's the difference right there? Or do you think it's deeper than that? Do you feel like it's obtainable? It's in reach for you guys to be a good team right now?
I think we are a good team. We just haven't put it together yet. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? It's not like, everyone they live in dramatics and live in drama and the super, like I said, the roller coaster. Yeah, that's what sells. I mean, you could look at the Chargers game. If we play a little bit cleaner, take care of the ball, you know what I mean? Like, that's a very winnable game.
Yep.
You look at this past game, very winnable game. I mean, you turn that around. I mean, that's 2 games we, easily could have won if we just a little bit more locked in. You look at Denver game, like, we're about to go up 17-3. You know what I mean? And then a turnover happens, unfortunately. But, that's self-inflicted. You know what I mean? So it's shit like that. It can switch everything around. So, yes, right now we're not a good team. Our record is what our record is. We're 2-5. That's not good. But I believe we have it in us. We just have to go put it together for 4 quarters. And that's what we're struggling to do right now. So there's no panic mode, freak out. All right, now let's go have an out-of-body experience. It's like, no, let's focus on the one thing we need to improve individually. Let's focus on, all right, how can our hands be better and up front? How can how can we be cleaner and not have holding penalties? And how, it's just a little shit. And it doesn't seem like a lot. It seems like, oh, Max is just saying the typical shit. Like, no, like, it's the reality. If we want to win, we got to clean up little shit. And it starts in practice. It starts immediately after the game with your recovery. It's today. I'm in that building I'm in there before 7. It's fucking 6:45, and I didn't get home till 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we don't have meetings, nothing. You know what I mean? It's putting in 10 hours of work when you don't have to, and no one's holding your hand. That's what it's about. So, yeah, just getting people, getting everybody on board and believing and truly having true confidence. there's a difference between thinking you can do something and knowing you can do something, and we need everybody on that type of energy.
Yeah. Obviously, I saw there's a quick angle going to halftime of you and AP kind of running in, and I just see you saying, like, I got you, I got you. What was his message rolling in there? Was he just leaning on you to get the guys going for the second half? Just if you can share with everybody kind of like what your dialogue was between the two of you.
Yeah, he was just making sure. He's just like, hey, keep them locked in. You know what I mean? Stay positive. We're right in this. You know what I mean? It was a one-possession game. Like, obviously, it's unfortunate. The fumble happens. Boom, they score. It's like, holy, what the but in that moment, it's uncontrollable. You know what I mean? Our defense, we're on the sideline. You can't control that. So just as a team, it's like, yeah, we're not pointing the finger at the offense or anything like that. It's just like, let's respond. You know what I mean? The only way you're going to make it better is by responding. If you want to fall in and feel bad for yourself, then you're going to get the same result. So, I got to give I got to give credit to the guys because nobody stopped fighting and everyone played their ass off. We fell a little bit short. There's a lot of things you could point at, but it's about solutions. You know what I mean? I live in a solution-based lifestyle. That's how I live my life, and that's how we got to be. And that's kind of what me and AP's conversation was. Let's, respond and come out firing. I feel like we did that.
Yeah. And speaking of the going into halftime, I feel like halftime could be the most dangerous period of a game, right? When you go into the locker room, and that's where a lot of emotions and people, like, you're not on the field, you're not going out there hitting somebody else. It's you and your team, right? And gathering and rallying everybody together is a huge thing. And I don't think that it's happened consistently across the season so far. But for you guys coming out 3 and out, the opening drive of the third quarter is a huge testament to the growth that I think that you guys are putting in throughout the week. What is it that you guys like that you're doing in the locker room that contributes to you guys not being able to come out flat? Because like I said, in the past, it has happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just us bonding and being on the same page. Like, we really have, like, just speaking from a defensive side of things, like, you come out, you know what I mean? You come out, we already know what just happened. Like, the momentum's in their favor. And it's up to you. It's nobody else. No one else, no coach is going to make you go make a play. You know what I mean? You got to go do it yourself. And that's what we have. We have a lot of young guys. We have a ton of young guys playing right now, obviously with injuries and shit like that. But we got guys that believe and that are confident, and we believe in each other. We got each other's back. And when you have that, it's special. So you see young guys, Jacorian Bennett, Isaiah Palomar. We have Timo, ton of young dudes making a lot of big plays. And you got great vets like Spillane, absolute dog. You got Diablo playing better and better. You have a mixture of that, and then who we have up front. Like, it's a recipe for success. So, we played our ass off. Like you said, we went in the locker room. The energy wasn't like, oh, here we go. It was like, no, let's go win this game.
Yeah.
And I just was preaching that the whole time. We're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. We fell short, but we got guys that believe, and that's half the battle.
Speaking of guys believing, can we just give it up for Adam Butler? I mean, that first half, he was absolutely balling, right?
Bro.
Always.
He's
always balling.
Great year. You can speak to that better than all of us, Max, but I mean, he looked like he was absolutely killing it in the first half.
Absolutely, bro. Adam, I mean, I feel like if it's not every week, it's every other week that we talk about Adam, and it should be every week because he's having an incredible season. Stat wise, we joke about it a little bit. He's like, he always jokes about not getting sacks or whatever, but bro, it's about your tape and what you put on tape, and production comes in many different ways. And that dude, he's as consistent as they come. This is the first time in a long time that he's been playing this amount of snaps. He's a full-time 3 technique, playing 4-eye, doing a lot of things. He's, coordinating the rush. He's doing a ton of shit for us, and he's doing it at a high level. So, I can't be more proud of him. That's like my brother, literally. Love that dude. He's an absolute great teammate, and he's a dog on the field. And, every time we go to war together, I know he's the one that's going to be in the foxhole with me, ready to shoot back without any questions asked. So, bro, it's zero surprise that he's playing the way he's playing.
Yeah. And Jacorian Bennett is balling, bro. He's playing really well. Had a lot of great tape out there. He's been having a lot of great tape lately as well. But Nate Hobbs, I mean, you spoke to it already. A lot of the younger guys, not calling them necessarily young, but thought the secondary looked really, really good as well as a whole. So it was good to see for sure.
He wasn't going down.
Hobbsy.
He wasn't. He got to show a little bit of that dog in him. He was not going down. He wanted to six that so bad.
I know. He was running for his seat, bro. He was running hard as.
I love that. Big week of news for the Raiders in the Raiders facility. So we'll start it off. Tom Brady, a minority owner of the team. Talk to us about what that means to you and for the team. I
think it's dope. Obviously, it's been in the works for a long time. I think it's been 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. But yeah, me and him have the same body. I don't know. He doesn't like being called a massage therapist. He's a body expert. He makes sure my body's on point right every single day. Gets me right. So I don't want to botch that. But Alex Guerrero, obviously, my guy. He worked on Tom for 16 years, I believe. So he works with me every single day, gets me on point. And, we've been talking about this for a long time. He's been keeping me updated and everything. So finally seeing it, come to fruition is incredible. For me, obviously having somebody like that, the greatest to ever do it, being a part of our organization, I look at that as, if you don't look at it as a positive, you're insane. But, I just look at it as a big step in the right direction. You know what I mean? Tom, everything he does and everything he puts his heart and soul into, he's trying to be the best at and win. And I'm the same exact way. So having more people like that with that same mindset around, I feel like it's only going to help not only our team, but our organization as a whole. So, it's, it was incredible. The welcome, everything was badass. Yeah. The whole organization was out there waiting for him when he came in. It was really cool. And, me and Tom have been, we've gotten closer over the years too. We've,
shout out Fanatics.
Shout out to Fanatics. We're on that team as well together. But he's just, certain energies around you just is a little different. And I love being around people like that. And Tom Brady, like I said, he's a one of one. And we've gotten, real cool. And dude's an absolute beast. And it's an inspiration for me. Like that's, for me, I want to be a part owner of the Raiders one day. You know what I mean? That's something that I aspire to do. A lot of motivation, absolute GOAT in the building. I think it's a big deal.
I feel like, do you think it's weird, not you personally, Max, but from people on the outside end, they're like, why wouldn't Tom go be a minority owner for the Patriots or maybe even the Buccaneers? Why do you feel like Tom chose the Las Vegas Raiders? And do you anticipate his role to be vastly larger than, a minority owner, if that makes sense, like in the process?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, honestly, that's, at the end of the day, is business. You know what I mean? What happens behind the scenes, you already know how that is. Like, there's certain reasons why Las Vegas was an attraction. And, there's pretty obvious reasons. You're in Las Vegas. You have the Raiders, legendary organization. You're in the greatest city in the world in Vegas. The list goes on. And he wants to be a part of winning and turning the tide in the right direction. So, I think all those tied, into it, but I can't speak for him. But yeah, there's probably, a bunch of stuff behind the scenes as far as why he chose Las Vegas specifically. But I know he has a great relationship with Mark as well. So, that's a part of it. And what was your second question?
Yeah, just his role.
Oh, his role. Yeah, his role. I'm not sure, knowing Tom, I know he's going to be involved. You know what I mean? He's workhorse. He wants to win. So I know he's got a soccer team. That's another thing, we're not going to talk about, but
is Vegas have a soccer team? I might get ridiculed for it.
We're not doing Vegas. We're talking, overseas, but like I said, major inspiration. Tom Brady, like I said, but
I am the framework, baby.
I would love to get him in there for when you guys go next year for, drafting quarterbacks. Or does it start right away, Max, this year? Like, is he now in that role, if that makes sense? And if so,
Yeah.
I'd love his input maybe on like trade deadlines and who he thinks is best available out there to help make the team even better, right? If you're not growing, you're dying. Got to constantly be looking to get better and better. So
for sure, I just know Tom the second he's in, like he's already in now. So yeah. I mean, I imagine he's being hands on. You know what I mean?
Hands on as he possibly can. Written for the last 2 years.
No, for sure. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how everything pans out. But yeah, he's a gangster, bro. He doesn't fuck around. I know he's about work and about winning, and that's all I'm about. And that's what this organization needs to be about. And I'm glad he's with us.
Oh yeah. Some other news too, Max. Obviously this week with the Raiders. Obviously Tay going over to New York. We know how close you are with Tay. Obviously, when we shot last weekend, you and Tay were on FaceTime minutes before we shot last week's episode. You just talk about your time spent with Tay, if you can, and just the thoughts on him not being there anymore, and really just the impact on the team, locker room, if any at all.
Yeah, Tay is, like you said, it's my twin, it's my brother. You know what I mean? Regardless, how everything ended, still love him. That's my guy. And I'm always wishing him the best, regardless of where he's at. You know what I mean? We're locked in for life. We're at each other's, you know what I mean? I was at his daughter's birthday party a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? His family's like my family. Love him to death. And I know for him, he wants to be the best at what he does. And, he doesn't have the most time. You know what I mean? So he made that decision. You know what I mean? That's what he did. He's a grown man, and you got to make decisions. So wish him the best. I know he's in New York. He's back with Aaron. And, for me, at the end of the day, like I want to see him succeed. You know what I mean? I want to see him do what he does best. And he's one of the best in the world, regardless of what you think he is. It's a fact. So, it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out. I got to watch the game last night. People are – clearly, the Jets struggled again, and everyone's, the end of the world. But it's the first game of them together, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'd expect him to make a lot of plays in the very near future, to say the least.
Facts. Yeah. So we're talking trades, and Devontae's been in there for a while, right? This has been a trade conversation. It's been on the headlines. But if you don't live under a rock, you're going to be able to see that someone else has been in the headlines for trades and speculations, and you can't piss without someone saying you're pissing in a Detroit urinal, right? so what is how much of this stuff do you see? What has this craze been, in your opinion, and what's your thoughts on this, right?
Honestly, it's crazy, bro. Like last year, there was some trade talk. Like that's when I feel like it kind of started. Send me to Detroit, like their fan base was all over me. You know what I mean? And it was at a lesser degree, though. You know what I mean? It was like talked about, but it wasn't like a thing.
It was a wish list almost at that point.
Like a wish list thing. And then like now it's like they've started a whole like
movement,
pandemonium, a whole movement, like a revolution. And it's like I'm sitting here innocently just doing what I do. Yep. And I feel like, I got to like address it with my teammates. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not trying to leave. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a business. You know what I mean? I don't have 100% control, all that, but like, I want to be here. I want to be silver and black. I'll say it loud and clear. I want to be a Raider. I've said that over and over and over again. But yeah, it's business part of it too. Like, I don't have 100% control of that, but I know at the end of the day, like, just seeing all the craziness, like it's been insane. You know what I mean? Like I can't even open my phone. Every 2 seconds it's Lions fans, Falcons fans, Bears fans. It's me and an edit in a different jersey, and I'm like, what the is this turned into? And then I make one comment in the press conference last week, and then that's when it even like went even crazier. Yeah. And I wasn't trying to say anything. I was literally just saying like, yeah, all I'm trying to do is win. Like I don't care where I'm at. I don't care what I'm speaking. Like, I don't give a fuck where I'm at. If I'm in a basketball game of pig, I'm trying to win that motherfucker. Like, that's how I am. You know what I mean? And I won the last game, so don't play with me. Don't play with me. Best of 7. Anyway, but like that's y'all know me better than anybody. Like that's who I am, bro. I'm not trying to lose nothing. So if I would have said, yeah, I'm trying to lose, like what is that? Is that going to be picked up?
Like you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. So like that's why the media is the media. I really don't care. Like they say all the wildest shit about me and where I'm going and I'm doing this and that. Like I've made my stance over and over and over again. Where I want to be, what I want to do. I'm not going to even say that. You already know where I stand. I don't have to sit here and explain myself. If you're explaining, you're losing. That's what Alex Guerrero said. So I live by that. So I don't need to explain shit. You know where I'm at on Sundays. I'm out there hunting motherfuckers and dominating, and that's what I plan on doing and getting better every single week. So, yeah, there's a bunch of noise. I even have family members. I have close friends, everybody, every DM blowing my shit up. Come to Detroit, like the craziest shit ever. And it's like turned into like like you said, like a revolution. And I'm just here in Vegas doing what I do and dominating and getting after and trying to win some football games. So that's all I can do.
People are texting, I know probably Darian too, but people are texting me like we got some insider trading, like you're going to be, like we know you're moving on or something. It's like, bro, you guys know his stance. He's repeated it. The best part is, Max, you get to come on your own show, The Rush, and you get to speak it and have your own narrative out there. And this is the best place to hear it. I mean, because you're getting it right from the source, literally.
Yes,
it's not getting
100%.
Twisted around. You know what I mean?
Zero. That's why we're the media. You know what I mean? We're the media.
Some say this is the new wave of media.
Yes, 100%. And we're going to keep it real. We're not on here trying to get clicks. We're on here speaking the truth. So that's what we're doing.
People got to understand, right? People probably been wanting us to talk about this for weeks now, but when you don't want to focus on it, it's just wasted time, right? Like you know where you want to be. So it's like, why constantly talk about it? Why even bring it up if you know where your heart and your mind is at? And we obviously all know it is because you're loyal to a T. That's part of the reason why we love you, bro. And I know that's why Raider Nation should feel very, very confident that they not only have their franchise guy, but they have their franchise guy for a foreseeable future. So
100%.
Yeah. Last thing I do want to say on this, Max, though, because there have been a lot of Raiders trades. Obviously, you have Khalil Mack, Amari Cooper, Darren Waller, a lot of, Nante, a lot of like Pro Bowl players, great players that have left. When these guys leave the organization, and I know some was before your time, but does that put any other extra pressure on you because you are so loyal and you are playing and proving yourself to be a Raider? Like, is it hard for you at all to go out there and continue? Do you feel like the workload is even greater when shit like that happens and it's just you are the last man standing, the man in the arena every time? So do you feel any more pressure when that shit happens?
I love it.
I love it.
You know me. I live for that shit. Mm-hmm. The more fire, the more from me you're going to get, period. Mm-hmm. I live in the fire. You know what I mean? I live for chaos. As it sounds like, I thrive in chaos. I've been that way my whole life. As up as it is, like I've been through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And I'm a resilient motherfucker, and I'll say that proudly. You know what I mean? Like I've been through a lot. So yeah, shit like this is what is that's pressure. You know what I mean? Like what is pressure? People saying I'm gonna get what the does that mean? You know what I mean? It changes nothing. It's not like I'm not going to get up at 5 a.m. anymore. I'm going to sleep in because people are talking about me, speaking highly of me and want me on their team. Like, it doesn't make sense. People love when the media is one thing, the outside noise, all this shit. Like, for me, bro, my goals never change. I've said this over and over again, but I want to be the best in the world at what I do, period. Yep. Regardless of position. That is my sole purpose, and I wake up and I'm chasing that every day. If I do that, I'm going to give our team the best chance to win, and I want to win championships. So that's all I'm focused on. Yeah, all the noise and all that shit is one thing, but like noise happens for a reason, and tests come for a reason. And for me, I'm battle tested, and I've been through even this season, bro. Like from week 1, we don't even have to get into it. Like they tried to play with me, then high ankle sprain, right at the end of the Ravens game. oh, he needs
Then
to
you're
sit out,
shoving
going
your
to
coach.
IR. He needs to do this. Then I'm hype and I push my coach and excitement. Then I'm beating up my, you know what I mean? It's like one thing after another. But at the end of the day, like I just laugh because I know what reality is. You know what I mean? I don't buy into that shit. I just, okay, you want to say this about me? I'm gonna just make you look dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'm gonna just keep getting better, and that's all I'm doing. So, like I said, if you're explaining, you're losing. No need to explain shit. I'm gonna keep getting better and better every single week, and that's all I plan on doing.
One thing we can do is we can have a little fun with it. There's been a lot of weird shit, a lot of funny shit, and we've talked about a lot of it. What has been just the most off the wall thing that you've seen that just actually made you laugh?
I mean, there's honestly a lot that has made me laugh, but
The fake Instagram, the one we talked about, that's one.
yeah,
I don't know how
fake
they do it.
Instagrams, yeah, the
AI, dude.
Instagrams, the fake statements. Honestly, I'll give you this one.
All right.
This has got to be the craziest one. I didn't even tell you guys this shit,
You're
but
fake.
yeah, I guess I'm
What a
fake. But
coincidence.
yeah, that's cool. Guess yeah, I'm a bad friend now. Sweet. But yeah, so I get in the building. This is, I believe, Thursday morning. It was no, either Thursday or Friday. Doesn't matter. Get in the building, doing my thing, whatever, going on, my normal routine, getting after it. Walk in the training room. All of a sudden, Drew, who's been helping me with my ankle doing, rehab, he's like, big shout out to Drew, by the way. Love Drew, Michigan man.
Drew.
Big
You
shout
got
out,
him
Drew.
back.
We love you.
Maybe great, Drew.
Yeah, he's like, have you talked to Rick? You know Rick. Rick's my guy. The reason I'm here, my trainer. I call him my trainer because I claim him. He's with me till the end. You know what I mean? Period.
Max believes in labels, and that's totally cool.
100%.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, everybody's in a frenzy this morning. Are you like? Everyone's saying, was worried like you went off or something, or somebody tweeted that you did something. I'm like, what the f- are you talking about? So I'm like, he's like, yeah. He's like, somebody tweeted like from like an official account and it said Max was going around the facility berating coaches and left
When Tony
practice.
saw
And
that.
yeah, that one.
Yes.
It was that one.
Yes.
So, and then I berated all these people. I made a big scene and I put on a Lions hat and walked out of the facility. And Rick gets a call in the morning. I'm not going to say who, but like somebody of high importance called him and was like, yo, have you seen Max this morning? Like, is everything good? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. He's like, he was here. We ate breakfast at 6. We did our thing, whatever. Like, and he's like, okay, just making sure. And then it was over. So then he explained to him, like, yeah, there's some tweet like that supposedly Max like freaked out and went off in the building and all this shit. And I'm just like in the cold tub. I'm getting, getting limber and shit, minding my own business. And these fans have created this fake quote that in this fake story that I was out here and people were literally believing it. Like I've seen people comment like on my Instagram post, like, bro, it's time. We know you walked out with that blue hat, like, and you're sick of these coaches. We've seen what you did on the sideline. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? Like they're just, it's like they're trying to create a storm, and I'm just minding my business, having fun, smiling, doing what I do, working my ass off. And I'm
It's almost
like,
laughable,
bro,
right?
I can't believe you guys bought this shit. I went up to Rick. I'm like, you think I would attack you? What are we talking about?
They don't
It's
understand the
what are we
waves that they make.
I go,
It's
yeah, but
insane.
it was like a thing. Like people upstairs calling down, like making sure I was good. I'm like, bro, what?
The dead giveaway at the end
They're
should have
really
been
on Twitter like that. They're worried.
Yeah, the dead giveaway, bro, should have been you throwing on a Lions hat before you walked out. I mean, let's be honest,
Bro, what? I'm like,
That
y'all
should've been the dead
believe
giveaway.
that shit? Come on, bro.
bro.
Come on. What are we doing?
Somebody's just sitting there losing it. Like that. I made it in life now that they know that thing caused chaos inside the facility.
Oh, it caused chaos. People were truly concerned that I was on a rampage.
Well, he's getting what he's wanted. We're talking about it here on the Rush. So honestly, this is great for him.
It's
I
good
guess.
fun.
Wouldn't
It's
want
good
it.
fun. We can laugh about it. We can talk about it because we know the reality. So
Yes.
You know what else is the
it's good
reality,
fun.
B?
Talk to me.
Our boy here, third all time in sacks, Raider history.
Huge.
Let's give that up. Let's give that up for the boy.
Huge. Come on.
That's big time, huh? Right behind Howie Long, baby, and Greg Townsend. He's just climbing the charts, just like your favorite artist on Billboard Top 100.
Drizzy.
Yeah, go. We already have to go there.
Future.
Future's great. When you said
Future.
when you made that comment that I listen to Future 98% of the time, I do. We know that's true. But your other 2% is Drake, and you know that he's the GOAT. We've had this conversation. Don't fake it right now.
Future's my GOAT. So I don't know. You're not going to switch my mind. It's just the truth. And think about it. He's been doing it for 15 years. He's 40 years old and just dropped 3. Bro, he just dropped 3 hit tapes in the last 6 months. Drake ain't doing that. Sorry.
Come on.
Drake's
he does
great.
have hits.
He's got other things on his hands.
Yeah, he's still recovering from his obliteration. So,
do that.
You know.
Don't do that. We're going to have him on
we
the
don't have
show.
to talk about that, bro.
You have to explain yourself.
It's okay. Listen, I love Drake. I love Drake.
Maybe start with that
Drake,
next time.
But he's still recovering. He needs to come out and drop some heat. That's what needs to happen. He needs to drop a surprise album and the world up. He needs to really talk.
When has
and not just okay, I'm gonna come back at Kendrick. No, that I'm on my shit and go back to the roots and go dummy.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's my advice. So Drake, if you're watching, I'm a fan, but you already know who's my GOAT. But it's all good. I still love it. You know?
All right, that's fair. We'll take that. That's the best we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not talking. We're not doing LeBron talk today. I don't need to go all the way in, but it's all good.
No, that is around the corner.
We don't.
Hey, that is around the corner. Though. Opening game.
NBA is back Tuesday.
He just lights the M80 and throws it and just turns his back and be like, I'm not going to hear it. I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Go argue a wall, Brogan. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah. Clippers. James Harden, stop playing. Goofy.
Oh, it's that season.
Someone send Max out of the chat.
It's that season.
Hey, all I'm saying, Darian, you know what time it is.
It's that time, baby.
We don't have to worry about PG and, you know.
Yeah.
Kawhi's out for a little bit. It's Harden time now.
It's time.
Kawhi's never playing again.
Come on.
We'll tune in.
No, he'll play. He'll be back in the playoffs. Get ready. Get your knee right, whatever.
He's the worst superstar
Let
of all
Harden
time.
carry. Okay. I mean, you can't blame injuries. It is what it is.
No,
but
for
listen, let Kawhi get ready. Let him get healthy. We don't need him right now. Let Harden cook. And then when they come back in the playoffs, it's going to be, you already know what time it is.
Yeah. We'll be arguing for the next 82 games, I'm sure, about it. So.
I can't wait.
I can't either. We love it.
God, I'm hype.
Just texting each other pissed off.
Goofy.
of which, go ahead.
I was going to say one last thing. We did drive by the new Intuit Dome in Inglewood, right next to SoFi, the brand new Clippers Stadium.
Oh,
we're going right after the season, just so y'all know.
Bro,
immediately, we're staying for a week, and
insane.
we're going to like 3 Clipper games, bro. It looks insane.
He said, I want to make this the best sporting visual experience ever. Yes. I mean, it looks sick.
You see how many
bathrooms
and
Steve
they have
Ballmer,
in there?
He doesn't.
Yeah, you're not going to miss a game. You're not going to miss a second of the game. Yep.
It's genius.
Max, you don't think that's crucial, but that's because you're sitting or you're playing half the time when people are going to the bathroom for your games, but the other half the time you're courtside. They're taking you to the bathroom. But for these other people, the general admin, which is normally all of us people, it is a terrible experience waiting in line in asparagus piss, waiting to catch your best player out there. That's all I have to say.
Hydration cures all.
Yeah,
yes.
So get you some.
Drink sound water.
Yeah, facts. You already knew.
I already know immediately.
Genius.
Darian,
speaking of it, get some Ryko Rain. New, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
we did just say we did just put it in order, so I'm excited.
Yes,
Ryko Rain. Best streetwear in the game.
You know
Stop playing.
Front loading for the Ryko Rain. D, let's go into your team. The U, Cam Ward is different.
Diffy.
We talk about, they're not a complete team. They're this, they're that. But you know what they are? Them motherfuckers are undefeated. It's all about the U, baby. It's all about the U. Yeah,
Great
it
win
is.
for them.
52.
Big dub.
I mean, this was the one that everybody's a little bit worried about, and they came out and balled. 4 touchdowns, 300 yards. I mean, Cam Ward's Himothy.
Yeah,
he really.
You don't
is.
have to worry if he's going to show up. It's just
No,
the rest of the
it's
team.
the rest of it's a complete team. But I mean, it just shows time after time after time. He's Himothy.
His
Oh,
roll
he's-
out to the left
What is
side.
Hemi Testaverde?
Yeah, his roll, him breaking the pocket, rolling to the left side, throwing across his body, and
Bro.
throwing the back line of the end zone was one of my favorite throws so far of the season for college football. He is.
He's diffy.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys
I
both
don't have to
study
glaze
the
him too much,
quarterback.
but
Yeah, you guys both study the quarterback position. I'd just be very interested. Everybody says, "Oh, this doesn't translate. This doesn't translate to the NFL." I'm seeing a lot of plays and a lot of arm. We hear it a lot of arm slots positions here. What do we think about him? Is he going to be? Does he have a good chance? I had to think about the wording. Does he have a good chance to put himself in a position to succeed?
I agree with what Max is about to say.
Same.
I'm just going to say, I mean, he might go number one.
Yes.
I think Shador, it's between him and Shador.
Yep.
100%. Those two are the two coldest ones. And I don't know, they have some history together. They're from.
They train together.
They
And,
train together.
Before the season, they were actually arguing on camera about basically who's
funny.
nicer and who's going to have
Yeah.
like a better year, X, Y, and Z, which is great comp, as you already know. It's nothing better to be able to argue with somebody at the same position that you guys are actual dogs, but it's very close. 1A, 1B, you could put it.
That was a funny
100%.
video. You could
Yeah.
see the actual personalities come out and be like,
Yeah.
these are two dogs, but one's got a little bit of a louder bark right now.
Maybe we get Cam
I'm
Ward
not
on
biased.
or
I'm
Shador.
not
We can
biased.
see who they think is better and why.
I'm not
Maybe
biased.
they
No,
can
and no
campaign.
hating on Shador. He's doing his thing. Colorado's shitting on everybody that said that they're not going to be anything. It's a hype train and all that.
no,
They're
Travis
going in
Hunter.
and putting up points
balling.
and talking their shit. So
5-2.
This isn't any bit of negative. Yeah, any
What?
bit of negativity towards those guys.
Yeah.
Colorado's
at all.
5-2. Everybody I talked to before the season's like, they're going to win maybe
Oh, you're
5,
gonna-
6. I'm like, y'all are f***ing sleep, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said we're going to
they
buy
have
into the hype.
guys. They
Bad.
they have too much talent at the skill position, and they're going to find ways to win, bro. They've beaten some good teams. They had a couple their 2 losses. I mean, the Nebraska game, that was their one bad loss, but like besides that, the K-State game, like, bro, they had that shit in the bag low key against the top 16 team.
Yeah, they did.
It's impressive. They're getting
Yeah, they did.
They're getting better and better. Their O line is doing better. Their D line is starting to come on. Warren Sapp's there. You know, he's not
he's-
around.
He
You know what I
stays
mean?
ready.
Yeah, he stays ready. Y'all know that very well. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was at the Sac Summit, thriving.
Just spitting nugs out there.
Oh, just
knowledge
fucking
of nugs.
had a log in, I'm pretty sure. But just
Respect.
absolute dog. Yeah, but I like what Colorado's doing, bro. 5-2. They're cooking. I mean, Miami's fucking cooking. But yeah, you know what we need to do? I'm going to just say this right now. I'm going to speak into existence.
Please.
Cam Ward followed the boy. He, mentioned our podcast. Shador, obviously me and him. It's my boy. We need to have them after the season get on our show and bid for why they should be the first quarterback taken. I want that to happen on the rush, and we will make that happen. And I'm speaking into existence, and I feel like it'll be golden. And we
That
need to
would be
make that happen.
electric.
I love
Yes,
that. And then
I
you
wanna
can
see
talk
some
about
classic
who
shit
you
talk.
want to sack more between the two of them.
Yeah, I'm a bully both of them, but yeah, hopefully one of them, I don't know. One of them might be my quarterback, so I can't fully bully them, but in practice, you know what time it is.
Clip it. Yeah,
You
take
better-
that to the
you-
headline, but use that positive news.
No, 100%. They already know what it is. If you
Yeah, that'll
come
be
to the
big,
Raiders,
man.
you will be hit as a quarterback in practice, so f- your red jersey. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all love, but I will
It
not
means
hurt you.
nothing.
I'll just let you feel that, Pause. Yeah.
Pause.
All right, we're going to unpause and go right into the next team. So, Brogan, I'm going to let you talk about your team for us real quick.
I don't have a team. I sent them back to the orphanage. I don't want them. I don't want them. It was a mistake. It was. It was a mistake. Hey, that being
I don't
said,
have a team.
hey, did I say I wouldn't be a deadbeat? I never once said that. I am now. Listen, all I'm saying is to you, as bad as Nebraska is looking at the moment, I think they cover 25 and a half points this weekend against Ohio State, and that's all I have to say. And let's move on. Let's move on.
So, did you pick them back up from the orphanage, or
No,
they were just in timeout? They went to Grandma and Grandpa's for the weekend.
I'll tell you who is now coming and asking to sign who wants me to sign the papers all over again.
Who?
New child of mine. It's not appealing, but let's go Army. Let's go Army.
I knew you were going to say
let's
that.
go Army.
You're
Who
a
else is
picking 'em?
freak.
You got some mending to do from that last episode.
God, Army.
Yeah.
I like that.
So that's your
All
new
in.
team?
I mean, no, but could be.
Could be.
Honestly, it's going to be this week, right now, whatever it is for college football, week 8, 9, I don't really know right now, but whatever week it is,
9.
everyone's up for audition. Everyone's up for audition if they want to be part of this family right here.
See, this is Brogan's thing. Like he can't
Problem.
ever tie to a team. He loves players, but NFL he hasn't gone
Who's
through
my
the
team
roller
now?
coaster.
Who have I been claiming?
You can't be a freelancer. You got to go through the ebbs and the flows. Like you see me, you see me. You got to ride it.
You got to roll, bro. Pause.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You got to stick with Nebraska.
sorry, I'm just sitting here looking through these games this weekend, and I mean, this. Okay, I'll say this.
Say
I'm gonna have a little hint of Brogan because I didn't like what the I saw from the Longhorns this weekend. I'm gonna just put that out there.
Talk about
Yeah,
how
we're
I'm a
gonna talk
prophet.
about that.
Talk how I'm a prophet.
Listen, I'm not jumping ship. They're gonna make the playoff. I believe in them 100%.
Put Arch in.
But I said this. We won't even get into that conversation because I'm not going to put that. I already said what I said. But I said this before the year, and we played NCAA, and I'm like, love these guys.
Oh,
what
I
about the
already know.
BYU Cougies?
Here we go.
Cougar Nation.
Undefeated, 38 to
7-0. I
35.
spoke into existence, and the Cougars are rallying. They're
They are.
balling right now.
They are. They're
Unbelievable.
balling in Utah.
Did you guys see the picture of BYU Stadium with the mountains in the background this weekend?
Bro, yes.
How fire
that
was
shit
that?
is fire, bro. I'm telling you, Utah slept on.
You love Utah. It's the
I
BYU
love
Soakers.
Utah. Yes, I love soaking.
Darian, you know it.
All
Look
right.
at, yeah,
Okay.
keep that, please.
Yeah. Please.
Nice.
Let's
Huge
get on.
soaker.
Let's get on to Texas though. We're for a hot second.
Yeah, I'd love to get a nice comment about Texas.
I'd love a. You were right.
Listen,
Really quick.
they got to bounce back. I'll say this. They got to bounce back. They came into the game. I knew they had all the pressure against them. Everyone knew that. Georgia played with nothing to lose. If they lose that game, they might not make the playoffs. So they were all in. They have to win that game. Yeah. Texas, they started a little slow, and you could feel it a little bit. But I will say this. I know it got out of hand at the end again, whatever. But Texas started making a real push. They started making a real push in the third quarter, and it started getting a little interesting. And you've seen the flashes of what they've been all year. You know what I mean? So obviously Georgia, they finished. They did what they did, but it's just a little bump in the road for Texas. I think it's gonna pay off in the long run because Georgia's an incredible team. They needed some adversity, and I think it's going to make them better in the end. And I believe in their team. And Sarkisian, one of the best play callers, if not the best play caller in college football. So
Yeah.
I believe in the boys over there in Austin for sure.
One shout out for that game. I mean, a big shout out. Jalen Walker. Bro, 8 tackles, 8 solos, 3 sacks. He was absolutely foaming, a complete difference maker in that game.
3
Didn't matter
sacks
who
in the
was
first
up there.
half.
And Texas's O-line's no hoe.
No.
Like they were going off. So shout out to Jalen Walker because we can't do any honorary rushman. He's a linebacker, but he can get his flowers because that motherfucker went off.
Yeah.
No, he was going dummy. There's no
100%.
doubt about it.
And honestly,
Georgia's always got defense, bro. It's crazy.
That's why I was saying. That's why I felt that way. Kirby was going to have them boys ready to go. They've been in those games. They are so seasoned when it comes to big profile, primetime football games. And their loss to Bama earlier in the year, I think, truly helped them. But here's another wild take. Carson Beck, he better pick it up, bro, or they're not going to go win for a national champion. I'm going to say that right now, and I don't care. Flood it, put in the comments, whatever you want, but you have to play that position a hell lot better, especially with the defense like that. If they can get that locked up, not saying he can't do it. That's not what I'm saying here at all, but if he can clean it up and make some more plays, extend plays with his feet, we saw he could move a little bit, then Georgia can be very, very dangerous, and these guys definitely will see each other again. 100%.
No doubt.
ETN. Dog.
I almost feel like since I am a prophet, though, I need to find a game to tell everyone this weekend that's going to win, but I can't find – there's really nothing great this weekend.
I'll tell you my lock.
Did you look at the games? There's some good-ass games,
You got
bro.
the U playing Florida State. the whole mortgage, put the pink slip, put the any assets you have, sell the stock, liquidate the 401k,
Everything.
Florida State. I mean, it's all about the you.
Nice, D.
Nice. Hey, in Texas, they play at Vandy. Top 25 now. Vandy's top 25. That is not a easy game.
No,
That might. It's gonna be good.
It's Mizzou versus Bama, because Mizzou. Did you see their quarterback Cook went to the hospital and came back for the last drive in the fourth quarter to win the game against Auburn this weekend for Missouri, their quarterback.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
What the? I did not know that. And look, LSU, Texas A&M. They play this weekend.
LSU's going to win.
14. SMU, Duke, both 6-1.
SMU, you have some ties.
I mean, we
there.
just skipped over what you just mentioned with the hospitalization and coming back and winning the game. That's a pretty big deal.
That is a pretty cool
thing.
thing.
I got a little excited over here.
That is
there's a lot of good games.
Yeah, if anyone should appreciate it, it should be you. The guy that has battled through injuries and proven to be out there. You should maybe recognize the young fella. Last thing, we ride for people that have always been in our corner, and we always will, right? Let's go to Bama for one hot second. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer was our coach at Eastern Michigan for 3 years, maybe 4. Max, don't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know the last time Alabama lost 2 games before November? When Nick Saban was his first year at Bama. So let's just let's calm down. It might not be what you want right away, but there has been some proof in the pudding in the past, and obviously he has proved himself over the past few years too. So love to see if maybe he's just fallen in line Saban's shoes. I don't know. We're going to find out.
I love Kalen. Coach DeBoer is a great guy, and if you got anybody to run a program, lead a team, I know what Bama wants for results. I mean, hell, they were calling for Saban to retire, so it's like you're not going to make everybody happy, but I believe that he's going to get them on the right track. And your take on what the transfer portal's done and all those things, like it makes it. I can't even imagine as a coach how much more difficult it is to build an actual program. But I believe in that guy, so I wish nothing but success for Bama.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Yeah. I mean, they got some tough losses, but I mean, they're still in it. You know what I mean? They're still in the thick of it. Their future, I mean, with 2 losses, they still could possibly get in the top 12, just being who they are. You know what I mean? So
100%. They'll
be good, bro. Kalen's a dog, great coach, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I'm going to pick one game real quick, and this one's going to be but this is my last one for college football. Everybody loves the SEC, everybody, and myself included. But I think we're going to have a bit of a slugfest here in Madison, Wisconsin, come Saturday. Wisconsin's hosting Penn State. They're hosting Penn State, and that is going to be a great football game. Yeah, and I'd love to. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't decided. You know, I'm a big Saturday morning picker. But that's going to be a game I'm going to have on.
I like that.
Just nighttime in Wisconsin.
Old school Big Ten. Oh, it's going to be grimy.
Yep. Ooh, all right. Now let's switch gears here and go into some notable games that popped up across the NFL here yesterday. Seahawks came out 34-14 against the Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great performance by these guys. I know that Brogan, this one broke me. This one was a dagger in the heart. Packers came back, last second field goal to beat the Texans. I mean, talk about a day ruiner. We're talking about mortgages. Mine would have been paid for a few months. Any thoughts from that game there, 12? Jordan Love being back. What are your thoughts on his quarterback play as he's bounced back from his injury?
Jordan Love versus CJ Stroud knew it was going to be a banger. And then obviously Nico Collins not be there. That's number 1 receiver. So that's an adjustment, obviously, for CJ. I thought Tank Dell was going to probably get the rock a little more. He had 0 catches. I know he had 4 targets. But Jordan Love is really good. And I think more importantly, their receiving core is young and they have a lot of dudes. Jaden Reed, he is really good. And I don't even know if he scored. I don't think he did, but nonetheless. And then you got Romeo. What is it? Not Romeo Dunze.
Romeo Dobbs.
Yes.
He had 8 catches for 94 yards.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro. So I feel like
you frozen.
And then
there we go.
And then you got Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, to that point, another great play caller. if not one of the better ones in the league. I mean, you know better, Max.
100%. No, for sure. I mean, Matt LaFleur comes from that tree, the Shanahan tree, McVay, all that. Like, they're all elite. So, yeah, I mean, you look at the Packers. That game was grimy. I look at the stats. I'm like, CJ Stroud only threw for 86 yards. I was like, are they playing in the snow? But I realized like it wasn't. It was great. I didn't even get to catch the highlights or anything, obviously. But yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to the Packers, bro. They're a tough team. They're young and hungry, and like you said, they got the great young quarterback. You got Jordan Love. They have a really solid defense. Their DBs are probably right now, like I think statistically, they're number one. I mean, damn near every passing category. Like their DBs are locked down right now. And then you got Josh Jacobs over there. You already know how I feel about Josh, my brother. Yeah, an absolute dog. And then, like you said, they got 4 receivers, all young as shit on rookie contracts, from Dobbs, Wicks, Watson, and then Jaden Reed. So like they have young, hungry dogs across the whole team. So yeah, they're 5-2. It doesn't surprise me at all, and they're gonna be a problem for a long time.
For sure. I think they're the team that gives the Lions and the Vikings. I should not say that, but those two teams right there definitely pushing the throne there when it comes to the Lions in that division. So, finally, they're no longer undefeated. The Vikings, well, the Lions went down there, almost gave it up, though, to be truthful with you. They were up, 18?
Very close.
Something like that, yeah.
Very close.
So impressive. I'm going to say this right now. Jared Goff, and I mean this with zero disrespect, it's actually the biggest compliment. He is a poor man's Tom Brady. The way he plays, I feel like the way his career's kind of gone, obviously not the Super Bowl, so that's why I say poor man's Tom Brady. If I was on here saying he's Tom Brady, everyone would be in the comments, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. But he is lighting everybody up right now in the NFL. His completion percentage is silly. He's efficient as hell. He went 18 for 18 on Monday Night Football. Then he goes 22 of 25 against Brian Flores' defense, who blitzes like 51% of the time. But do you feel like they're successful against like a Brian Flores who brings heat, and he obviously was terrorizing every offense so far because of how balanced the Lions offense is, and how tough is that to go against like an offense that is so well balanced like them with 2 great running backs?
Yeah, I mean they have a great formula right now. You got like you said, Jared Goff, 22 of 25, 280 and 2 touchdowns. You got him. You got 2 great backs. You got a star receiver and St. Brown. They have a great tight end. They got a lot of weapons. Jameson Williams has been having a big year. He's finally breaking out. And then you got a great O-line. You know what I mean? And then defensively, obviously, everyone knows their defense is extremely solid. So it's just a credit to them. But yeah, going against an offense like that, they're super balanced. And the guy that doesn't get talked about enough is Ben Johnson. I mean, if he's not one of the top play callers in the league, you can't even make an argument. He's top 5. I mean, he's been unbelievable. And seeing how Jared Goff has gotten better and better and better every year with this guy is crazy. So, yeah, I mean, that division in general is ridiculous right now.
It is, bro.
I mean, the Lions are 5-1. The Vikings are 5-1. And the Packers are 5-2. And what are the Bears? 4-2?
Yeah.
The whole division is, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, they're playing a bunch of good football. But with all that being said, I mean, you got to give a shout out to the whole Lions team. Like going and beating the Vikings after losing, Aiden was a big deal. And especially against a team like that, they've been on fire.
Last thing on this, do you feel like Jared Goff should be the front runner, or is the front runner for MVP right now? And if not, who do you think is, in your opinion?
I mean, I would have to really look at the numbers. You'd really have to look at the numbers. I mean, I don't know anybody playing better than Goff right now. I mean, if we're being real.
And I feel like he's really been a top 5. If you feel like I'm being too gracious, top 7 quarterback the last 2 years for sure in the NFL.
No doubt. I mean, he's been playing really good football. He's been playing really good football. There's a lot of guys. I mean, it's so early in the year. It's hard to say.
It is. Yeah.
Like you can't. It's super early. But yeah, Jared Goff's playing great football. I mean, there's a lot of guys. Like there's so many good quarterbacks in this league, but Jared Goff, he definitely deserves his flowers. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, without a doubt.
Definitely.
We're going to get into our next segment here, and it's, of course, one of the best out there. It's our dog of the day. Take us away, Wap.
Dog of the day. I mean, this one was pretty easy. I mean, we came up with an answer pretty damn fast. Usually, we obviously did our research. There's a lot of guys that were balling. But Alexander Mattison, 23 carries, 92 yards, also 3 catches, 31 yards, over 100 total yards on the game. And, I mean, ever since the beginning of the year, this dude's been getting better and better every week. I feel like we talked about it early on, just seeing his improvement week by week and the way he's running behind his pads, and he's decisive and making people miss and falling forward all the time has been a big help. It's obviously people have their, our critiques, our offense, they've had some struggles. But I mean, Alexander Mattison, since literally the beginning of the season, has been a bright light on our team. And he's doing a lot of great things. He's a tough dude. He's quiet, humble, and he continues to get better. So great teammate to have. And he's a dog. He's running hard. He's stiff arming shit. He's making people miss, running through shit. And that's what you want to do, and that's what you want to see from your premier back. So big shout out to my boy, Alexander Mattison. You're our dog of the day, brother.
Let's go, baby. running his ass off.
Now we get into my favorite segment, the big old sack. So we got the big sack sponsored by Sacks. I mean, if you aren't wearing them, you're a loser. A loser. What a product they have. I say it every time. Yeah, I mean, they flooded me. I got plenty of them. Keep them coming.
Oh, yeah. It takes balls to sack a quarterback. It takes Sacks underwear to support your balls. I've teamed up with Sacks as their newest ambassador to bring you game-changing underwear. Sacks underwear is versatile and comfortable. I wear it to train, hang out, and even sleep. They've got a pair for everything, and it allows me to be limitless every day. Use my code TheRush24 for 15% off at Sacks.com. Sacks underwear with the ballpark pouch changes the game, period.
Talking about the big sack moment of the game here. So it's a tied game, 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and you come in with that big old sack for a 10-yard loss. Talk to me about why that worked, and it didn't come easy, but it looks like you blessed him when you made some contact.
Yeah. So right before that, the play before, I got a nice little roughing the passer, and love Matthew Stafford, respect him, but he flopped. Still love you, huge fan. One of my favorite players growing up, actually, but he flopped. And it was a little love tap. I might have been a little bit late. I'll take my responsibility on that. I gave him a little tap, and then I had to witness the ref dig into his pants and launch the flag as high as he can. He was so excited to throw it, and it just really pissed me off. So after that play, I was fucking riled up. I'm all hype, and everyone on the sideline just, they have that look like, I'm like, okay, watch this. That's literally just what I said in my head. Okay, next play. We ran a little stunt, came inside. I got a one-on-one on the guard. Yeah. And I beat him across his face. And then I came down like a memory lane 100 miles an hour. And Stafford was holding the ball like this. And I ran straight through his chest. I know that. So when I hit him so hard that I didn't wrap him up. He just boom, just hit the ground immediately. Yeah. And for a half second, I thought the ball was just gone. You know what I mean? I hit him so fast, but I didn't see what happened. So I smack him. Then I just hear a roar like, "Ooh!" And I turned for half a second, and I look back, and he was on the ground with the ball in his hand. So I'm like, let's go. And it was right after that penalty, and I was just on 10. Ever since then, I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, keep playing. Stop playing with me. So I was amped up. blowing kisses. I don't know. It was just out of body experience.
Who were those kisses going at? Was that the ref?
Yeah.
Was it Stafford? Was it the sideline? Who's that? Who's the
I
recipient
don't
of that?
know. I don't know. I think I was just
Blacked out.
blessing. I was just blessing, just blessing the crowd,
everybody.
blessing their sideline, blowing them kisses. Like, yeah, f- y'all. You know what I mean? So I saw Jimmy. I saw our boy Jimmy G on the sideline. He's sitting there. I'm like getting, doing my stretch or whatever. I'm on the ground getting like a jungle cat before the
Nimble.
series, and he's over there just looking at me. And he's got like a smile on his face. You could tell he's like saying some shit to his teammates. And I'm just sitting there, and I don't think he knew I saw him. And I just slowly lifted my middle fingers and flipped them off.
Yeah.
And he just started dying laughing. So I guess I was blowing the kisses at their sideline, and Jimmy just being like, yeah, f- you guys. You know what I mean? So it was
yeah.
out of body
I'm here for
experience,
it.
though. It was
I'm here
definitely out
for
of
it.
body, and it was a big moment in the game.
I wanted to see, Max, when obviously when you were chirping with Stafford, did he say anything back to you? It looked on camera, you couldn't make out. Did he have any good trash talk, or was it just a typical quarterback trash talk? That's what we need to know.
I don't know
Like,
what he said. I was so like seeing red. That I just like I got the sack, and then they're sitting there. They're like they didn't know what the play call was. Then the crowd starts getting louder, and I'm riling up the crowd as they were like confused. And I'm like, call your timeout. Call that timeout. Go talk to your coach. Call your. And he said something to me. I don't know what he said, but he said something.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, I was seeing red. I don't know what he said. He probably said "F- off" or "shut up" or "shut the f- up," something like that.
What was the
It's all good,
conversation
though.
like at the end of the game between you and Stafford? Because we all know, like you mentioned already, he is one of your favorite players growing up. Obviously, you watched a lot of his ball. And just what was the conversation between the two of you guys?
What do you watch?
Okay.
A lot of these things.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Ball watcher.
Yeah. But no, I just it was cool. Like he came up to me right after the game. We chopped it up. It's ultimate respect. We went against each other before in training camp. And he's a competitor, bro. He's an absolute dog. And growing up, like being a Lions fan, I was a diehard Matthew Stafford fan. Like he was one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player. Like him, Megatron, Sue, like those are my guys. So I've been a big ass fan of him for a long time. So I literally told him, I'm like, listen, bro, you don't even know this, but like I grew up like your biggest fan, bro. So I just want to say you're one of the best to ever do it. You got the ultimate respect for your game, and yeah, he's an absolute legend. So it was dope. We had a real cool talk, and yeah, I respect him. Nice camera. That was nice.
Can
What
you see
was that?
it?
Is that the picture
No.
of me in the Lions jersey?
Yeah, with your headband on.
Yeah,
I
it
have
looks
a
really
privacy
dope.
case on, bro. You can't see it. Your hair is awesome.
Yeah. Shit's
Look really
terrible.
good.
I look really dope. But yeah, I saw that one be posted. I don't know how the fuck they found that, first off. But somebody was like, look at Max wearing a Joey Harrington jersey. And I was like, my uncle made it for me and put Crosby on the
Yeah.
jersey. So yeah, it was like a number 3, and I wore 3 in high school. So you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
So it wasn't a Joey Harrington jersey.
jersey.
Yeah. John Kitna.
John Kitna for sure. You
Yeah,
look just
Sean
like Kitna.
Hill.
High key.
You look like Sean Hill.
I'll
remember
take
him?
that. Yeah.
Legend.
Legend for sure.
I was a Sean Hill guy. Legend.
We know that. So, and like we said earlier, big sack by you, and they also mentioned it on air as the big sack. So obviously, there's a movement being started here on the Rush, right?
Yes.
I mean,
We're cooking.
Show me your big sack. Nicely done. All right, great segment. We're going to keep it moving. Like I said, it's a little bit longer. We got a couple more segments to go before we wrap it up. But thank you to our friends at Saks. Shout out to you guys. Hell of a segment. Big Sack, sponsored by Saks. Great work, squad. Before we get into our last one, we got our week ahead, our preview. And I feel like this one's going to be real nice and short. You got the Chiefs at home this weekend. What are your thoughts?
You already know what time it is. I mean, there's nothing that needs to be explained. You know what I mean? I cannot wait.
Yep.
I cannot wait.
love it.
I'm all in. All right, it'll be a performance. I already know that you'll be headhunting. So it's a great matchup every single time that these two teams get together. So I'm juiced to see it. Last but not least, guys, we got our Rushman of the Week. All right, Wap, take us away.
All right, y'all. You already know what time it is. My favorite segment. We got great segments, but I mean, it's hard not to put this at number one. It's our Rushman of the Week. We got three guys that absolutely hunted the quarterbacks, and all three of them are great players. Got a ton of respect for all these guys. Obviously, you got your honorable mentions, things like that, but these three dudes went crazy this weekend. So we're going to start off with number 3. This dude, absolute animal. Some would like to call him a dog. You know what I mean? A Georgia Bulldog. Our guy over here, Jalen Carter, continues to dominate. 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs. He's a animal. Dude's getting better and better. Just run game, pass game. He's a problem. He's an absolute problem. That's the only way to put it. And he's a disruptive menace. And he had another 2-piece. So big shout out to Jalen Carter. Keep balling out, bro. You already know you're my guy. And keep doing your thing. You're our number 3 Rushman of the Week. Good shit, man.
Dog.
You already know. Absolute dog. Coming in at number 2, our guy right here is on here for the second time. This dude is a problem. I believe he's leading the league in sacks right now as a D tackle, which is crazy. But this dude's a problem, bro. He is unblockable. Our guy, Dexter Lawrence, 5 tackles, 2 sacks. Just, he's out there, his dance move he's hitting. That shit is low-key crispy, I'm not going to lie. He's got a hell of a sack dance, and he's just getting better and better, bro. One of the best D tackles in the game right now, just showing out week to week. So, number 2, Rushman of the Week, our boy, Big Dex.
Big Dex.
Good shit, brother. But here we are again. I feel like this dude is just, I mean,
he was on this list last year a lot.
I mean, he was on this list a lot last year.
New team, same him.
New team, same him. He constantly shows up on tape. This dude is one of the most underrated players in the league, period. And I need to see him on the top 100 this year because he deserves it. He got to keep doing what he's doing, but this dude is a baller, and he deserves his flowers. He had 7 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble. He had a pick 6 last week, too. This dude is all over the place. But Andrew Van Ginkel is our number 1 Rushman of the Week, and this guy is continuously getting better and better no matter where he's at, no matter what team he's on. He is productive as and he is a ball player, and he is always around the ball. And for that reason, he is our number 1 Rushman of the Week. So big shout out to you, Gink. You are an absolute dog.
That boy, Stinky Winky! Stinky Winky! Woo!
Okay. All right. Let's not ever call him that again. But yeah, we're going to wrap this one up here, D. Here we go.
No time like the present.
No time like the present. Anyways, we love you guys. We appreciate you. And first off, I mean, we should have started the show with this, but we want to show you guys some love because we got 75,000 subscribers. So clap it up for the boys.
Come on.
We appreciate you.
And women?
75K for the women, the children. I don't care who's watching. Maybe a dog, a farm animal, anybody.
Hell yeah.
We're all watching. So big shout out to you guys. We love you guys. And keep tuning in. We need to get to that 100K. We're not going to beg. We're just going to ask. And we expect you guys to perform. So we love you guys. And keep showing up. Keep liking. Keep commenting. Keep tuning in. And keep clicking that subscribe button. Because this is The Rush. This is the best show on the market. Best on YouTube. You want to watch football. You want to hear football. You want to know what it's really. You want to talk business. We're the people doing it. So we just want to say we love you guys. Keep tuning in. We're going to keep it real every single time. Like I said, these are my brothers, Brogan, DT. Y'all keep tuning in. This is The Rush. We're out of here.
Walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him.